All right, let's bring her in. You saw her on Big Brother, The Traitors, Amazing Race. Now, currently, she was on Worst Cooks in America, Heroes versus Villains. It is Rachel Reilly Villegas. Rachel, thanks for joining me.
Hi! Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. This is so fun. Yes, I miss the Worst Cooks of America was so fun. Did you get to watch any of the episodes?
Okay, this is what I wanted to jump into right away before we get
Yeah.
into Traitors. Is
Okay.
obviously I follow you on Instagram, so that's how I knew
Yeah.
that you were on this show. I've seen past clips of the show. I know what the show is, and then I saw you were on the cast. So I was like, oh wow. But I have not watched an episode this year, and it wasn't until I went on Wikipedia to see if you were still on the show. I realized I guess you got eliminated last episode. I don't even know how the
Yes.
eliminations work, and if you're the worst cook, it's like the winner of that show is the best of the
The
worst
best
cook.
worst cook. Exactly. And so the finale is this Sunday. So our
Okay.
final episode is this Sunday, February 2nd. It's like a two-part episode, so it's gonna be really fun. Okay, so yeah, if you are the winner, you're like the most improved worst
Most
cook.
improved. Okay,
So
makes
yeah,
sense.
so we had like um it's really fun. It is a really fun show. We had the best time on set. We were laughing the entire time. The chefs were they're so amazing. They're so sweet, but the production team was so fun. Like the camera people were laughing at us. We had the best time. It's a really funny show. We have there's mayhem in the kitchen. We're catching stuff on fire, making chocolate turkey lasagna. We're like oh my God, I had to souffle a pancake, which first of all, why would you souffle a pancake? I don't know, but they wanted us to. And then I had to souffle a pancake, and I'm not even kidding you. Could not even get my batter to stay together. It was a nightmare. It was just, I mean, I don't think the chef tasted it.
How do you get the chefs are the ones that eliminate the cooks?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically what happens, you have to improve every week. So we go through, we do a skill drill, then we do a team cook. And then we do a fun thing. So there's a challenge. So it's fun little challenge. Then it's a skill drill. And in the skill drill, we're supposed to learn how to souffle things, how to braise vegetables or whatever, how to, just different skills that real chefs use. And then in the cook is our competition piece. So I went out on enchiladas, which I was kind of surprised because I felt like I was good at enchiladas. I love enchiladas, so I've had a lot of them. But I think every week they want to see an improvement, and so I think they do judge us probably on our skills and everything from that whole week. And the sandwich drill was my skill that week, and I mean it was bad. I made a turkey sandwich with goat cheese and a bunch of berries because I thought that sounded really good. And I would have totally ordered something like that at a restaurant. And they were like, this is like a charcuterie board and a sandwich. What are you doing? So,
How long did it take to film this show? How long were you away for
oh
this?
gosh, that's a great question. I think we film an episode a week. So a few weeks. We filmed different locations, in the kitchen, um, you know, you know how
So
TV works.
you were away. You were away for that. You were away for this. You
Yeah,
had to get
yeah,
away.
we film in a different location. Yeah, and not
Okay.
in Los Angeles.
Now, here's one of my questions about this. First, how did you get to be on this show? Did they approach you?
Yeah.
They just put a casting call out of people in reality TV, and you were a villain. You were a villain, so they were just like, "Well, let's bring her on as a villain."
Yeah,
And okay, all
kind
right.
of. So I think the person that cast for House of Villains was the casting director for this show. And
Mm.
so I had spoken with her already about House of Villains, and she was like, we're doing Worst Cooks of America. Are you a good cook? And I was like, no, talk to my husband.
Well,
I
that
was
was
like, let me just tell you. And then she's like, oh my gosh, you have to tell the producers this story. I told her about my chocolate lasagna. And so I had this recipe. It was a chocolate turkey bar that I was trying to come up with. And then it turned into a lasagna. And then I just was thinking of like fun things to make for my kids, which apparently is disgusting. I didn't know. And and they were like, this is the best thing we've ever heard. And I was like, I actually made this for my kids. They wouldn't eat it.
So I guess my next question is, from your experience on this show, has it inspired you to be a better cook and do more cooking at home? Or you're just like,
Oh
cooking's
no,
not for
I
me, I'm done?
100%. Yeah, actually it has. I really try now to be a good cook. I learned this mussels recipe. It was the only thing I won on the show. And I learned it and I cook it all the time and I do it with shrimp, I do it with mussels. I started doing it. So any fish dish, like I do it with a salmon. It's very easy because it's just a bunch of butter and it's delicious. So I do that and my husband loves it, the kids love it. I'm learning how to actually cook. So I have a friend, and they're Indian and they do this amazing Indian dishes. And he's teaching us how to cook, or me, I guess, how to make some really good Indian food and to play with spices. And then I have another friend who is teaching me, who's like a chef, like a local chef. They had a restaurant. And ever since I did the show, I've been more like learning a little bit more. I'm not going to open a restaurant anytime soon, but I could like make a dinner for my family.
I was going to say, it's inspired you to be better. So that's good. You
Yeah,
got something out of
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the Traitors,
Yeah.
because this show is
It's a
obviously it's
doozy
airing
this
right
season.
now.
Yeah.
We're getting to the nitty-gritty. We've had 4 murders and 4 banishments. By the time this airs, everyone's going to hear this. Episode whatever we're on, 4 or 5 is going to be coming out tonight, or I think it's episode 6, because they
Yeah.
released 3 and then 4 or 5. So you were on the first season of Traitors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot of discussion around this show. I love it. I really do, but I understand people's complaints about it, and I wanted to run it by you. We might have talked about this in the past, but if we did, we're going to talk about it again. Do you think us as the viewers should know who the Traitors are? Because the more I think about it, ultimately, I also think that when they have the banishment ceremony and when they have murders, murders, you would just have to keep everybody cloaked, or maybe you have to eliminate that scene because we're not going to see them talking. But
well, you wouldn't see them talking, but you could go to breakfast and kind of figure out at breakfast.
Exactly. So
I think it would be a fun play with the audience to play along. However, I do enjoy we wouldn't get the close-ups of their faces and we wouldn't get it would just be a different show. Like it would just be edited and the story would be different. Because I feel like if we didn't see the Traitors, we would kind of have to make our own assumptions, and we would have to we wouldn't get any turret stuff. We wouldn't get the big, the intro. I don't know. It would just be a different show. I mean, I would like to play along too, but I think it would just be a different show.
Like the whole Boston Rob versus Bob the Drag Queen discussion. We all know as viewers,
amazing. Right?
We all know as viewers, Boston Rob is right, and Bob the Drag Queen is right. They're both accusing each other of being a traitor. But if we didn't know that they were both traitors, when Bob the Drag Queen gets up there and says what he did, it's almost like we're going to have the same reaction as everybody around the table now if none of us sitting at home know who the traitors are. And I think that's why I would add something different. But like you said, it becomes kind of a different show if you do it that way. And now, if I remember correctly, in the first episode of this season, Alan says, when we get to the end, you're not going to we as the audience aren't going to know, or the contestants aren't going to know who's a traitor and who's a faithful, right? Didn't he say something in the first episode that they're changing it up this year at the end?
Yeah, I think he was saying from my understanding, he's saying that in the end, we're not going to be able to figure out who is going to win. I think that's what my understanding was. If it would be the traitors or the faithfuls, like how last season it was like, obviously the faithfuls are going to win. So I think he's like, that's what I understood from that. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? Because we're not at the end yet. But my understanding was that we're not going to know who wins. That's kind of the impression I got from that.
We're
Because
not
we
going to
already
know
know who the traitors and the faithfuls are.
Yeah. Well, we have every season. I mean, that's the
Right.
format of
So,
the
but
show.
I think we're not going to know who is the if the traitors are going to win or the faithfuls win. That's kind of what I took it as.
Okay.
So like when they
Yeah.
go to the green, they're not going to just like throw in their, like in the first season, we watched them all throw it in, right? Like I think that this season, maybe who know? I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't even start to think about it.
Yeah. I'm confused on what he was talking about when he said that in the first
Yeah.
episode. I was seeing if you had any clarification on exactly what it
No.
meant when he said, you guys aren't going to know you're not going to reveal whether you're a faithful or a traitor at the end of the show. And I'm like, all right, I need to see this play out before I determine if it's a good twist or not. The other thing, and I heard Tony say this in his post-show interview with Dalton, is Tony says, look, love the show, but my complaint is everybody there at the banishment ceremony, especially early on when there's so many people, they're not trying to actually get out a traitor. They're just targeting certain people they don't care if it's a traitor or not. They might claim they do. And Tony's just like, they were just out to get me. They weren't out to find out if I was a traitor because I didn't feel that I showed any signs that I was a traitor, yet they were still coming after me. So
well, that Wes literally says that, right? In one of the first episodes, I think it was like episode 1 or 2. He literally says, like, I don't care if it's not me. Like, if it's not you, don't care. So what I gather from it, and this happens on Big Brother, this happens on Survivor, is that the mentality is the first few banishments. Like nobody's trying to get a traitor. You don't know who the traitor. You couldn't even start to think because you literally go through a full day. There's nothing anyone could have done in one day to show that they're a traitor. And so by the end of the day, how do you know who to banish? Like that first banishment is the most, like, it's kind of weird. I kind of I would like to see a challenge for the traitors before the first banishment where they have to do something, or maybe like pause the first banishment, like something like that, because there's no way it is 100% going to just be like, okay, well, like let's get out whoever, and then you know what's going to happen is that the Bravo people are going to start going for the gamers. They're just going to try to get out the gamers because at this point, it's like every season we've seen Survivor or Big Brother, or I mean, yes, every season's been Survivor or Big Brother in that turret, right? So like if you have like a 50% chance if you just go after one of those people, right?
And here's the other thing. And I've been saying this through the first few episodes or ever since Rob came aboard, is I don't care if you think Rob is a traitor or a faithful or not. He's Boston Rob. He's one of the best reality show game players ever.
Yep.
You might as well just go after him anyway. Whether you think he is or not, no matter what he says, it doesn't matter. And if you're all playing this game of, hey, we just need to get out people that we know are good reality show game players, there's no way Boston Rob wins this season. I don't know the spoilers.
No way.
Spoilers. No way he wins.
Yeah. There's no way.
And I'm surprised they haven't gone after him yet. Like, I'm surprised.
Well, I mean, I think that they're talking about him, right? So like,
now
I said that too. I said the first thing I'm doing, I don't care if Boston Rob's a traitor. Like how Gabby didn't care if her friend was a traitor. I wouldn't care if Boston Rob's a traitor. I'm just going to get rid of him. See you later. Like same thing with, probably the same thing with Tony. Like Tony is not as big of a name as Boston Rob, but like, and also Boston Rob had the chance to come in the very first seconds of the game, right? They were like, shake my hand, you can come in, and nobody picked him. Then he's up in that little tree, and I'm going to assume, okay, nobody picked you, nobody wanted you here, you came up in the little tree, and so now you're here, so let's just get rid of one of these tree guys anyways. So I just feel like there's so many reasons they could have just gotten rid of one of those tree guys. I just don't know. Like the gamers aren't really talking like they should be. But that's also because look, two of the gamers are like or 3 of the gamers, Rob too, are all traitors. And then Brittany's not really communicating with Danielle, and Brittany's not going to communicate with Danielle because they were like not really that friendly going into the season. I mean, Jeremy had his chance to call out Danielle and he didn't take it. Tony had a chance to call them out and he didn't take it. I mean, literally when Tony made a mistake when he was leaving, and instead of saying like, Rob, you're a sellout, he should have said, it's Boston Rob, get him out. Like he made that mistake. So I think like the gamers are just outgaming these non-gamers so bad. Like little Gabby is so sweet and cute, but like bless her heart, she's just having goat cheese and gossip hour. Like just
Well, for you,
it is.
obviously, Danielle and Brittany
Yes.
from the Big Brother world. Who do you think is playing a better game right now? Obviously, Danielle's a traitor. And
oh my God.
I guess in tonight's episode, it's going to explode because now not only did you have Boston Rob and Bob the drag queen going against each other as 2 traitors, now seemingly in tonight's episode, we're going to see 2 traitors Caroline. Again go at each other with Caroline and Danielle. Who do you think is playing
They're
a better game?
They're eating each other alive. The traitors are being so messy. I mean, I'm here for it as a viewer. But like it's great as a viewer. So I would say Danielle's just she's too much because I would notice it, but because we have like she's playing with like, Bob H from The Biggest Loser, and she's playing with Sam, who is Sam even on the show, and Ivar. I mean, she's lucky that she's playing against them. But Brittany should really have picked up on a lot of the Danielle stuff. Especially when Danielle says to Brittany, hey, it's Caroline. And then Brittany's like, I don't think so. There's no way it's Caroline. And Danielle's like, yes, for sure. Then, Wes is catching on. Wes is like, the only way if you're a traitor is if you're a traitor. Someone else is a traitor if they're a traitor. So like Wes is catching on. I don't know why Brittany's not catching on. But I think Danielle's so messy. So I think Brittany's playing a much better game. To me, Brittany's game is like screams faithful. And I don't think she is like on the radar of the traitors to get murdered. So I think she's playing a good game. She's funny. We get some cute little DR quips from her. I think she's fun. I like it. I like watching her.
We talked about this, I think, after your season aired, and I've seen this sentiment online. Remind me when your season dropped how they did the episodes. Didn't they do did they do half and half, or they dropped the whole thing at once?
They did. No, they dropped the whole thing at once. So
dropped the whole thing at once. So
I think people online, I think that was probably for PR.
Okay. People online are now complaining, saying this show needs to be not a 1 episode a week show. You need to do this in more, whether it's 3 episodes, but they did it right in the drop when it was the first 3 episodes, but now getting 1 episode a week, they're saying like, that isn't how a show like this format wise should be released. I would have loved to have binged this whole season, or maybe more like Love is Blind, where it's 3, and then maybe 4 or something like that. But to get 1 episode a week of this, I mean, I guess that means it's good TV because we're wanting more. But a lot of people online are complaining that this should be more of a bigger drop than 1 episode a week. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see Traitors. I know that they have enough footage. I would love to see the show. I think their episodes are banishment, murder, breakfast, competition, challenge, nominations. Then they go to a banishment again, right? And then someone goes home. So that's like their episode format. So I wonder if they stretched out the episode format a little bit more, where it was like we saw a banishment on Thursdays there's a banishment, and on Mondays there like Monday or Tuesday there's like the murder. So we could like get it just like split up a little bit, because I know that there's got to be more footage. But you know what I mean? I wonder if it was like they weren't sure the demand. I think that last season it would have worked out just really well too. Like I believe last season people would have been living for extra episodes. It was so good last season. This season there's so much drama, and I feel like we're missing out on so many other conversations that I would love to get it 2 or 3 times a week. I just feel like it's such a fun show that it can be dropped more than once a week. I don't know, like, I didn't really like the format of, like, the whole drop, like, my season was dropped at once. I think that was for PR because they wanted, like, people to talk about it and get excited about it. But I think if we had 2 episodes a week or 3 episodes a week, and people would still be talking about it, getting excited about it, and it would give us, like, something else to look forward to. There's not a lot of TV on right now either, so I think it would have been good.
Yeah, I think
Fit.
we need more than 1 episode a week. However they choose to do
Yeah.
it, whether they do a Thursday and a Monday episode, so you get 2 episodes a week, but 1 a week just isn't enough.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
I
it's
wanna
only
see
1
more.
hour, which is also
Yeah,
kinda
1 hour.
weird, right?
Yeah. Um, Here's the other thing that you can speak to because I saw Nikki Garcia speak about this. She said that when they were, I guess, reading over the rules before they go on the show, they're in the hotel room beforehand because they were asking her about why didn't you go after this person as a traitor, this person. She goes, I thought we read that traitors couldn't target other traitors. So when Boston Rob went after Bob the drag queen, it was just like, okay. So what is the rule? Because obviously, I think in the beginning, Alan even gives it to the audience that, or when he tells the traitors, what is the actual rule? Obviously, you can target a traitor because we've seen Rob and Bob go at it, and now we're going to see tonight Danielle and Carolyn go at it. So what is the rule? If you're a traitor, you clearly can go after somebody else. So why is that a
Yeah.
rule? Why are traitors allowed to go after each other?
Well,
Was
I
that
thought that was
on your season?
I
Was
think
that the
it's
same thing on your
interesting.
season?
I don't remember. Well, yes, it was because I do remember talking about it, but, like, I
Mhm.
don't know to the extent because I do think it's an interesting point that it's, like, very valid. I felt like it was more like the traders take that oath in the beginning, and then in that oath, um, they, like, can't go out like, can't target each other or something, but I don't know, it's, like it's kinda confusing because is
But
that
clearly they can target each other.
yeah, clearly they can. So I feel like is that kind of like, um, I don't know. And sorry, I'm trying to turn off this alert for my cell phone. I don't know why it keeps beeping. I
Oh,
don't know if you can hear that.
I can't hear it.
Okay, good. My cell phone, every time I get a text message, it's like beep, beep, beep. So I don't know the oath. I don't know what the rules are, and I don't know if the rules have changed. The game is so different from when I played it. I mean, it is a completely different traders from season 1 to season 3. Like, I don't think you can even barely compare how the game is being played. So they might have different rules. Plus, like, they had 4 traders this season, which is kind of interesting.
How is it different from when you played to this season that's airing?
I mean, it's like the everything. Well, I played with like half newbies, half veterans. We didn't know what we were doing. So it was the first time that the game had been played. Nobody really knew how to play the game. Nobody really knew what like exactly was a trader. What does a trader do? Is the object to like we knew the object was to like get out traders, but was it like did you want to get them out first? Like I feel like nobody really understood the assignment. I just think it's this and also like the drama factor, the like talking at the banishments. I think it's just the game has been like I think now if I went back, I would understand like I need to say what I need to say at the banishments because you don't have another shot. So that's definitely something that's changed. I
And
don't know.
now
I just think it's totally different.
all these contestants have watched the previous seasons, and so they
Right.
have a better understanding for the show as opposed to you guys who went in dark. You could have
Yeah.
watched seasons from overseas, but you just didn't know
They were in
kind
another
of how this one
language.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, so I couldn't really understand what they were saying or like I didn't really understand their point. And plus the overseas seasons are so different from our season from the US celebrity version. Even the UK to the US one is like different. So
Hmm.
I think being aggressive on that show, the best thing to do is be the most aggressive at the roundtables. Calling out a traitor is going to keep you safe. I didn't know that. Um, just like in general, I feel like it's just so different. Just I would have been such a different player if I would have not played in season 1. But in season 1, my mentality, I also, like, I think I laid a little bit low because I didn't really understand, like, okay, someone gets murdered every night and someone gets banished. How do you prevent your we didn't have as many shields. Like this season, they can just like win shields. It's just like, you know, amazing. They just we had one shield and it was like a random shield that, you know, I mean, I tried to play. We tried.
I believe we talked about this as well after your season. The whole thing about breakfast. I don't know if I remember all the breakfast entrances on your season, but seemingly I think this season, every time we've seen a breakfast entrance, the last people into the room are usually never involving a traitor. So you can easily start deducing, hey, we know these people aren't traitors because they walked in last. Did you guys ever pick up on that on your season or no?
Oh yeah, I thought we talked about this like last year, how
We
it was
might
like,
have. I don't
it's
remember
so
what your answer
obvious.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that after, I noticed it after like, I don't know, like maybe toward almost when I was starting to get banished. So I started noticing that the people that would come into breakfast last were the people that traitors were talking about murdering. So in my head, I wasn't thinking traitor, not traitor. I was thinking these are the people on the chopping block, because if I'm in breakfast last, then that must mean that they were thinking about murdering me because I knew I was a faithful. And so I started realizing like, oh my God, this is how, because it's a TV show. So you have to think like they need to have that storyline, right?
When you told that to other people, did they catch on to it and be like, oh yeah, Rachel, you're right. Those
No,
people
nobody
aren't
ever
traitors.
like, I
Neither was me.
know. No, I should have. I mean, the problem is like if people don't want to listen to you, like Kate, for example, didn't ever want to listen to me. Like you just, there's nothing you can do. Like they just don't, you can't sway them in that show. I tried to talk to her. I like pulled her. I was like, that we have to figure out who the other traders are. You said you're not a trader, so there's other traders. And then like she didn't want to talk to me. She just didn't want to have anything to do with it. So
like I said,
it's hard to play with people that aren't gamers.
Like I said, I don't remember obviously every single last group in during your breakfast season, but do you remember off the top of your head, did they ever have it? Did they ever on any of them, all the entrances on breakfast, did they ever have one traitor appear in the last group just to possibly throw people off?
I don't remember.
You
I
probably
mean,
don't remember
I
every
think
single entrance.
probably, but I don't remember.
Yeah. And this season, like I'm saying,
I would
this
have to
group
go
right
back and
now,
watch. Yeah.
this group right now has 2 seasons before them. They have to know the last group in is exactly what you said. That's the people that are being targeted by the traitors. So seemingly they're not traitors, but through the 4 or 5 breakfast entrances we've seen, I haven't been keeping track. I know last episode was the first one I remembered. Did not have a traitor in that last group. So why aren't they picking up on it? They've now seen 2 seasons of this show. I wonder if they're talking about it.
Be, but it's again, it's like hard to like strongly say it to someone that doesn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like Dylan is always saying things to people that are true and make sense. And half of the people are like, there's no way. I don't think you're right, Dylan. Like, it's like, no, like he's literally calling out Boston Rob. He's literally calling out Bob the drag queen. He literally, I think he's like on to Danielle, and Dylan is like, has good reads, but then you have like Robin or like, Gabby who are just like, but I was wrong. And I'm just like, okay, forget it.
Who do you think so far through these first, I think tonight is episode 6. I could be wrong. It could be 7. I'm forgetting. But right now, who do you think is playing the best game?
I mean, probably Carolyn, because she's a traitor.
Because no one suspects her.
No one suspects her. And even when Danielle's putting a target on her, I think it's making her look better and Danielle look bad. I think we'll find out tonight if they go at it, which to me also screams traitor. So if someone's going to go at it now on this show, I'm going to start thinking they're both traitors. Like what Bob did and like Rob did. And it was just beautiful. I loved it. It was great TV. But now if I ever played that game again, I'm going to be like, okay, like obviously you're a traitor too. So do we want to get you out tonight or do we want to get out you tonight? Like,
Yeah, and Danielle was the one last week who was the first one to bring up
yeah.
targeting Carolyn, and now Carolyn now knows because who went to Carolyn and said, "Hey, Danielle said you're a traitor." Who went to her last week and
Was
said
it
that? Was
Wes
that
or it was either, I thought it was like either it's Wes or Dylan. It was a guy, right?
yeah, I think it was. I want to say it was Dylan. Could be right on that.
Yeah, because he was, I remember her being like, oh, like all shocked and stuff. And then because nobody suspects Tom Sandoval. So
no,
I mean, I think I would murder him first. I would be like, see you later. If nobody's, that's my opinion. If I'm a traitor and nobody suspects you, they're just like, you're definitely a faithful, then I'm going to murder that person because there's no point to keep them around.
and that last week's episode ended with them with Rob, Danielle, and Carolyn in the turret taking off their robes or
Yeah.
taking off their robes, taking off their hoods.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to pick up on tonight's episode. And that's where Carolyn, I'm assuming, is going to say, Danielle, what the hell? Now you're coming after me? Like, we don't even, none of us even trust each other. Rob, you already got out one of the other traitors. Now Danielle wants me out. Like, it's going to be really interesting to see how Danielle tries to either talk herself out of this. Maybe she's going to lie and say, I never said that. They're lying to you because they want to make you turn on, whatever. It's curious to see how she's going to handle this tonight. I'm interested.
I mean, she probably has to lie, right? I mean, I think because if she doesn't lie, then I think Carolyn's gonna be like, well, why would you even say that? I think she's gonna have to lie and then take it. Carolyn will get like kind of mad at the other person.
I forget, what was Danielle's reason last week? Why did she start throwing Carolyn's name out to other people? What was her reasoning?
She doesn't have a reason. No reason. She just like, no, she was just like, she literally said, I've got to make a strike before she strikes against me. But like, she wasn't going to strike against her. And no, she's not striking. And I think what happened was that she's upset because Boston Rob said to Carolyn that it was the two of them. And so I think Danielle's trying to break up Rob and Carolyn so that it's Danielle and Rob, not the other way around. But Danielle should know it's Rob and see what he did to Bob and be like, oh, he's going to do that to me. Like, it doesn't matter if it's tomorrow or if it's like in 3 weeks. Like, he's clearly going to do that to me. So I need to cut him before he can cut me.
Gotcha.
That's what she should be thinking.
Yeah. And whether or not that plan comes to fruition, I guess we'll obviously
we'll
find out tonight. I think the funniest thing that has happened this season didn't even happen on the show. I don't know if anybody saw this, or I'm sure some people did, but unless you follow on the entertainment sites after the episodes air, you saw what Ayan said about this season, right?
Oh, no. You tell me.
That's her name, right? Ayan?
Yeah.
Okay. She said that Jeremy, Carolyn, Rob, when she heard that they were from Survivor, Ayan didn't even know Survivor was a television show. She thought they were survivors of like a hurricane or famine, or they came from somewhere that was ravished by a tornado. She didn't know. She's like, oh, I didn't know Survivor was a television show. I thought these people were survivors of something. And I'm like,
well, probably because she's a housewife from Dubai.
Yeah, she had no idea. It's hilarious.
She's like, what am I even doing in this place with these people?
Yeah. And I've never seen.
She walks in, she's like, I thought it was all celebrities.
Yeah. I didn't even know there was a show called Real Housewives of Dubai. Is it aired?
You didn't? Oh my God, it's so good. Yes, it's on Bravo. It's on Peacock.
Oh, how many seasons of that have they had? It's got to be one or two, right? Or a lot?
No, I think like 3. Not a lot. Like 3 or 4, I would say. But it's so good because
it's the least of all the housewives in terms of seasons they've had.
Probably, but she's the best dressed of any of the housewives ever. And like her Instagram handles like Chanel something. Like she's amazing. Like when I say I was expecting nothing but the finest outfits and the looks, like she's like that person that has the best clothing on any of the franchises. She's like a model. She's like the best dressed from Dubai. Yeah.
And she was the best dressed on this show too. I mean,
Oh, 100%. Yeah, by
yeah,
far. Although I did love Bob's opening outfit with the blue hat and like all the blue feathers. That was very fun. I love the outfits on Traitors and I love Alan's outfits. Okay, question. Do
yeah.
you think, because this is all over like Blue Sky and like TikTok, they're comparing Alan's outfit to the Statue of Liberty from the last episode? Did you see that?
I have to picture it in my head. I remember it
It
being
had the
blue.
crown with the
Yeah.
blue and the sleeves. I mean, okay, fine. I kind of see it. So someone sent me a clip and it was do you remember, oh my God, what is that movie called? The the beauty pageant movie. What is it called? Oh, I can't think of what it's called. Where she was like, what's your favorite date? And she's like, April 4th, because it's not too warm and it's not too and she's like a spy, but she has to like save a beauty pageant. What, oh my God, what is it called? Let me see. It's a Sandra
Miss
Bullock movie.
Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality, yes. So in Miss Congeniality, yes, they dress up with the Statue of Liberty crowns and the blue outfits. And someone sent me a clip of that, and they're like with it, Alan coming in front of them as like he was the leader of their dance. And I was like, oh my God, it does. I totally see it now. Now I see it. It was very similar to that.
Mm. I have to picture it in my head, but I just remember being blue and the crown. Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess yeah, I could definitely see
Let me
that.
find it for you. It's really good. This is a good one.
Wanted to end with this, since I haven't had you on since this past or last summer's Big Brother season ended. Chelsea, our winner from
Oh my
Big Brother
God.
this last summer. Your thoughts
Yes.
on her win, and some people ranking her top 3 winner of all time. Where do you rank Chelsea as a
Top
Big Brother
three. I
winner?
think she's the best winner of all time. I
Really?
think, and anyone can argue with me, Chelsea had everything that you want in a Big Brother winner. She won competitions. She was able to convince her closest allies to get her further in the game and to keep her around. Mackenzie brought her to final 2. I mean, she had everything that they want to say this other guy that's on the Traitors right now was better. No, I'm sorry. Chelsea was way better than that other guy that's on the Traitors right now, because she did the exact same thing that he did, except she actually won competitions. She actually had friendships that were like with the whole house. I just felt like she's such a good competitor. She was such a good player. Like it just, I don't know. I thought she probably is one of the best winners that we've ever seen. Because, okay, Derek never won a single competition. And like, I think to be a good Big Brother player, you need to win competitions because you need to be having some sort of say of HOH, right? Like, if you don't win an HOH and you don't get blood on your hands, then you're not a good winner. You're just like passively playing Big Brother. You're just hanging out in the Big Brother house. So she was able to do all of that, win competitions, win best friends, have her best friend bring her to final 2. Like, probably the best winner ever. Plus, she was so well spoken. Her speech was so great. I feel like she was just, I mean, I can't imagine a better Big Brother winner. Okay, so
See,
this is the look. Do you see it?
oh yeah. Okay, now I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to bring this up in that, because that season, Derek's season, was before my time, before I started watching
Yeah.
Big Brother. I only started watching on 21. You're saying that Derek was never HOH the whole season? He never had an
No,
HOH?
he didn't win anything. Not vetoes, not nothing. He
So how did
won
he end up
like,
what was his deal? How did he end up winning? Just
I have
manipulating
no
people?
idea. No, because Cody should have won. Apparently, so he won because at the end he said, "Well, I've been calling all the shots every season, and Cody does what I tell him to do, and I'm actually the master manipulator." So he just kind of like talked his way into that win. Um, Cody didn't have all the people in the jury house were probably like mad or jealous of Cody. So, but Cody should have probably won. And Derek didn't win anything. He didn't win a competition. He didn't win final 3, nothing. So there's no reason why he should have ever won Big Brother. He
So
just
he
played the whole
apparently did
game.
He apparently did a number on the jury for him to get through, not win
I
anything, and
mean,
somehow convince them to
something,
vote for
right?
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gosh,
exactly.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I didn't see his
Yeah.
season. I've always,
No.
since I've gotten into Big Brother since season 21, I've heard his name throughout the lore saying, "Oh, he's one of the greatest game players ever." I just knew nothing about his season,
Ugh,
so
he's
I have no
not.
idea.
And he also is so boring on the Traitors. He is like a snooze fest. Why are
What
you
about
there?
Danielle?
What is he doing?
What
Danielle's
about
great.
Danielle?
I
What
mean,
is
she's
what
playing
season was
messy.
she on? No, I
Oh
mean
my
on
God,
Big
like
Brother.
season 3, right? Danielle was on
Mm,
season
I don't
3,
know.
I think. Let me just double
Did
check.
she was she a winner? Did she win Big Brother or she went far?
No, she didn't get the votes to win, Danielle Reyes.
Hmm. Yeah, see, I know nothing
Um,
about her past.
yeah, she didn't win. She was very good at Big Brother. So this was the season um of Big Brother when so season 3. So she didn't win her season because they didn't have a jury at the time. So she went home. She got second place. She went home and the players could watch, or not, sorry, she didn't go home. As people got evicted, they went home and they could watch what she was saying about them. And then they brought them all back to make a final vote. So when they would go home, they would see her saying like, well, I don't think so and so should have been here because they were, this, that, and the other thing, or this person's lying, or I just don't think that they played a good game. So everyone got mad at her. So they voted against her when she should have won. Um, and she had like her best friend, was Jason Guy, and they had a secret alliance together. And I think that was also what brought it down. So Lisa Donahue won that season, and she won the final HOH and brought Danielle, but Danielle lost because they were mad about her diary rooms because they had
So
watched the whole show.
back on season 2,
3.
when you got eliminated, or 3, when you got eliminated, you got sent home and you were able to watch the show and then come back
Yeah.
and vote. When did they
Yes.
change it to jury is sequestered? Do you remember?
I guess season 4. Yeah,
Oh,
I guess
really?
season 4 because after Danielle's season is because of Danielle, they changed it because she would
They
have
changed it?
won that season. Yeah, she should have won that season, but Lisa won because the jurors were bitter about her diary rooms.
This brings me to one other thing that I just saw last week. Do you watch Shark Tank?
Oh my God, I know. Yes, I do. And Jamie Kern-Lima is on, and she's the best. Oh, I love her
So
so
I'm
much.
watching Shark Tank last week, and they bring in
Yeah.
a guest shark for the first time ever. Jamie
Mhm.
Kern-Lima, billionaire from a
Billionaire
makeup
from
company
It
that she
Cosmetics.
started. So after the episode, I just Google Jamie Kern-Lima. I had
Yeah.
no idea she was on Big Brother season 1. I had no idea who this
Yes.
woman was.
Big Brother season 1, I follow everything. I've read her books. They're so inspirational. They're so good.
Really? Wow.
Oh my gosh. She's probably like, if you have someone to look up to, she is your person to look up to. She is just so amazing. She started It Cosmetics in her basement. Nobody wanted to work with her. And this was after Big Brother. She was like, I have all this, like, notoriety. Like, she tried acting, she tried all the things. And then finally, she just started going on QVC selling, or HSN or something, selling her own cosmetics. And it just like
QVC,
took
huh?
off from there. Yeah, it just took off from there. And then people wanted to work with her more. And then she sold her company to L'Oreal, I think in like 2010 or 11 yeah.
She's a billionaire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Billionaire. Yep.
And I've heard just now that influencers are doing more, get ready with me's. I've seen It Cosmetics, pop up a lot. People use that stuff, but I had no idea there was an affiliation to Big Brother, and that's the world that she came from. But yeah, she sold it to L'Oreal. I'm assuming It Cosmetics is everywhere. I'm assuming it's in Ulta and
it's in Sephora, it's in Ulta. You can buy it online. I think it's at Target now. Like, it's literally everywhere. But I think before it was everywhere, before L'Oreal bought it, it was still at Sephora because it was like, but it had a cult following. You could buy it on QVC, you could buy it on the internet. And it was at Sephora. And then when L'Oreal bought it, I think it just like even went bigger.
Do you have her stuff? Do you have It Cosmetics?
Oh my God, yes. I use it and I tell every single person on my Amazon Lives that I do to wear it and to use it, because I wore it in Amazing Race. It was the only CC cream, the only foundation I wore that didn't wash off when I would get in the water. I tested probably 10 different foundations because I knew I was going on Amazing Race. I didn't want my foundation to come off when I would have to go swimming or whatever. And at the time I had acne and I needed something a little bit thicker to cover up some of my pimples. And it was the only thing that A, covered my pimples, B, covered my pores, had sunscreen in it, and did not come off when I jumped in the pool. And I was able to wear it throughout the entire Amazing Race, from sweating to swimming. I feel like I'm the best spokesperson for it. Like, it's literally one of my favorite beauty products. And I don't get paid for that. I'm just saying it because it's like, it is amazing. I really, truly like that brand. Yeah.
And finally, are you done appearing on reality shows, or do you think there's another one out there for you? Because there's one that I can see you being on.
Oh gosh, which one?
Deal or No Deal Island.
I knew you were going to say that. Maybe. I don't know. I would love to do that one. I'm not done doing reality TV. No, never.
Okay. Never.
I have like dreams to go. My vision board this year has Dancing on the Stars on it.
Dancing with the Stars. You said Dancing on the Stars.
Oh, right. Dancing with the Stars. Yes, that's what I meant.
Dance on them if you want to. It might be a different show.
Exactly. I was going to say, maybe that's why I haven't gotten on the show yet. No, I was like, okay, what do I need to do to get there? I need to do like another show. So I have like more notoriety. Like, I know the steps I got to take. So I'm like trying to work my way there. We're getting there. We'll see one day.
But you also work in casting for reality shows. So
I do. Yes.
Can you cast yourself on a show?
I know, right? I do. I mean, I don't think I could cast myself on a show, but I do cast my friends on shows all the time.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Now that I think about it, on your Instagram, have you ever casted for Deal or No Deal Island? I feel like I've seen you.
No, I post about it, but I've never worked on that show. I don't work on any. I haven't worked on any Peacock shows. I work on a lot of Fox and ABC shows now.
I think it was, now that I think about it, I think it was Kat.
Probably. I think she posted that she was like looking for people for it.
Looking for people for Deal or No Deal. Yeah, that's what it was. Sorry, I mixed you up with Kat. Anyway, okay. Rachel, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Always great talking, especially Traitors with you now. You have a lot of insight. Yes. Being on season 1, it was great to talk to you. Obviously, we will be in touch.
Yay.
All right, take care.
Thank you. You too. Have a good day.
All right.